I wanted to ask about the electronic medical records just a little bit. As you know, in Alaska, we've just kind of had to work through issues with IHS, with VA, with DOD, in order to best serve the needs of the people that are there. And sometimes it means that we work outside of the bigger, broader VA or the bigger, broader IHS or DOD to make sure that we're all talking on the same systems. And I have to admit that when I hear that we're going to modernize or reform or refresh the electronic medical records, it kind of wigs me out, because I worry that once again we're going to be in a situation where you've got a more national system that is not going to mesh well with what we have tried to facilitate on the ground in a state where we've really had to be pretty innovative and creative with how our systems are talking to one another. So what I just ask of you is that as you are looking to ensure that the IHS system, this new system, is interoperable with the VAs, that we're looking specifically at Alaska IHS, Alaska VA, and making sure that it works within our systems there. I'm not saying that we're special, but sometimes we've had to carve out different things just because of what goes on up there. So this is kind of a very personal ask here, to just spend a little more attention to the Alaska-specific intersect here, because we think we've got a relatively good system going on between IHS and the VA. And the VA is going through its own level of overhaul. I was in VA Appropriations yesterday. So they're fixing things over here, and you're fixing things over here, and I'm just a little afraid as to where we're going to end up. So I'm putting that on everyone's radar screen to make sure that we're doing this jointly, and from my perspective, through the lens and the focus of Alaska. So. We good with that?
I want to just touch very briefly on the work that we're doing with the VA and assure you that we do have Alaska representation on our team. Stuart Ferguson is a member of our Information Systems Advisory Committee. He comes to us from Alaska, so he brings the needs and interests of many of the programs there to those discussions. And I don't know whether or not the modernization research team has already made their trip to Alaska or not. They are coming up. Okay. Dr. Tote tells me they will be traveling to Alaska to look specifically at some of the systems being used. And we do have robust discussions with the VA on a regular basis. So
good.
We want to
very important. Thank you.
Learn their lessons since they're a little bit ahead of us in this transition.